Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here in the lovely World of Raccoons with me, Vanillaraccoon. Heyo! And in this episode, you guys, we're going to begin this episode showcasing what I had done off camera in real life time the night before. If I can get everything going correctly, I'm recording this on May the 10th, I guess it is actually, which is a Tuesday, and yesterday a new Let's Play video had gone up. So again, if things can go right, if I can get everything going smooth like butter, then this episode should be going up upon the day it is recorded. So that's why I say the night before. Anywho, so in the previous episode, we went ahead and created some artificial islands and then did some landscape work on them. Ooh, those vines are too long in my opinion. I'm going to have to go over there and shear them up. But the night before, last night, what I did off camera, without spoiling it for you guys, is I pretty much applied the same... I did the same thing over there, but this time over... Oh, little spoiler. Over here. And... I think originally when I wanted to make this swamp village, because there would be a small community living here, I did not really want to create too many pathways connecting to every single little island. And please don't get out. Excuse me, coming through. Thank you. And so with that all being said, I think I was just going to have your general form of transportation from one island to another would be either via ender pearls, which means you could squirt all over the place, or boat, which is the classic way, I guess, in this day and age in Minecraft. But then again, another way you could get around was using the elytras or the beetle wings. And... for the most part, you can still get around from like that portion of this swamp village to this portion of the swamp village via ender pearls, boats, or even elytras. But when I started to create these artificial islands off camera last night, it really did not make any sense to just say, all right, if you want to get from this island to the next, you're gonna have to squirt all over there. You're gonna have to maneuver a boat over there. You're gonna have to steer a boat over there, or you're gonna have to get on top of one of these houses and just briefly fly. So this is what the finished product looks like. Da 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 dum. And we had the same small, simple bridge style over there, over here, and again I mixed up the actual walking part with dark oak logs, dark oak stairs, dark oak half slabs, and did I place dark oak planks? I think I did. Let me go ahead over here real quick. Yes, this is a no, this is a stair. Oops, I didn't mean to break that. Let's just see if I can place this back. Yes, there we go. So when it came to creating these artificial islands, I really wasn't sure if I wanted them to be large in size. Like okay, let me back up real quick. So as you guys can tell, we sort of have this indent in the ground here underneath the water. Obviously it's under the water, and I tried to create the artificial islands to sort of be based around this indent in the ground, if you will. And well, at least for this artificial island, I did my best to do that. But I did not want it to just become a large mass where it's like, okay, take one small little bridge and you can get to a large body of land and then go crazy with the landscaping. Because again, this is a swamp village. This is a small community that lives here. And I don't know how I pieced it all together, but a small community, small artificial islands with, I guess you could call cute little islands with cool landscaping done to them. That's pretty much what I wanted to do here. Now, I keep hearing a zombie, and I don't know where he's at. Hello? I hear the zombie. Tell me I'm not crazy. Hello? Okay. So, anywho, I applied my small swamp trees, and for this one, I at least raised it up a block level. It's still 4 oak logs in total, and then you have 2 leaf blocks extending upwards, and then from there we go with the style. But I did not want these trees to have a linear feel to them. I did not want you to come up to this part of the swamp village and look at the trees and go, oh yeah, swamp trees, and they be like on the same eye level, if that's the right term to use. Like when you go, oh, swamp tree, swamp tree, swamp tree, you would have to sort of look around you, not just look from point A straight across to point B, if that makes any sense. Now, I do have on me spruce leaves, and I'm not entirely sure if... Actually, let's go ahead and check the shears. Okay, we got 8 use on this shear. I want... Well, hold on, no. Do we have shears in here? Well, we have iron. That'll do. So, I want, because I'm using the B-Dubs resource pack, and B000100 had just recently pushed out an update to the resource pack, which gives us this grunge feel in our swamp. Like, for example, like, let me go ahead and just pearl out of here real quick. Like, if you look up, the sky has a greenish tint to it, okay? Whereas if we were to exit the swampland biome, we do not... Can I just pearl out one more? We do not have a greenish tint to the sky. We don't have that eerie feel as if we were in the swampland biome. See? Clear blue skies up ahead. And then if we just go ahead and squirt over there, you can see the sky change into this grungy, eerie feel, which is what I absolutely love. B-Dubs, if you ever watch this, if you ever make it to this point of the video, if you're watching this video, you magnificent creative genius, thank you. So, with that all being said, having this amplified, grungy, eerie feel to this swampland biome, when it comes to having the overgrowth, I don't mind using oak leaves, because that's what we have here. But I'm not sure if I truly love using oak leaves, because it does sort of have a swampy feel to it. Like if you were to go into a swampland in real life, you'll see that there's a lot of thick overgrowth. The flora is blooming all over the place, near the waterbed at least. But to me, at least, it would have a dark color scheme going. That seems too noisy, in my opinion. Let me just go ahead and place these right here and see. Well, I guess what we could do. You know what we could do, okay? Is let's say the oak leaves are more inland for the overgrowth. And because the spruce leaves appear to be more bright, in my opinion, what we could do is we can go ahead and place them closer to the waterbed, and we could then, like, I think that could work. I've seen some people, when they create a swamp village or they're building in a swamp, they may place leaf blocks in the bodies of water, and that can create some effect to build up the atmosphere. Atmosphere. There we go. Although I don't, because I haven't really done that little trick before, I don't think I want to experiment too much on camera with it. So, now that we have pretty much showcased this whole entire thing, ran through the explanation as to what my thinking process was and why I did this and that, I think at this point now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin to work on this island, this naturally generated island, because although creating artificial islands opens up more doors for us to play with our building and landscaping etiquettes, I don't want to really spend too much time in this area, because I don't know if you guys noticed it, but when the ancient Mayan city was practically done, I tried to keep that project going longer than it should have. And I'm not saying I started to get tired of playing Minecraft. And I'm not saying that I started to get tired of what I was doing there. It's just I sort of kept a good thing going longer than it should have. Um, and so I don't want to make that mistake again here, because now that the update for, is that a slime? No, that's a sugar cane. Now that we have an updated version of the B-Dubs resource pack, we can now actually begin working on the other small project that I mainly wanted to spend the 20 episodes between episode 40 and episode 60 working on. So, I mean, not episode 40 and episode 60. Episode 60 through episode 80. My bad. So, I'm going to begin to do some landscaping here. I may build some one or two structures here just to show that this is our nether portal island. And I may build a small storage shack right there, just because I'm kind of running out of storage space already. And granted, this swamp village is not the most resource intensive project I have worked on. I'm still running out of storage space. So let me go ahead and get my build on, and I'll see you guys in a moment. I'm not entirely sure if this guy has been in the water this whole time in the previous clip, but I had briefly just closed out Minecraft entirely, the game, the launcher, and then opened up the launcher and restarted the game. But the guy was just sitting right there, and I just noticed that. So, maybe this is the zombie that I was hearing in the previous clip. Die, fool! Yeah, ooh, we got a lovely carrot, thank you. I'm gonna level with you guys for a brief little moment. I was not entirely sure if I was going to like what I had done here by creating small artificial islands and then connecting each and every single one of them with these small, simple, cool bridges. But I gotta tell you, I actually love it now. It's not a matter of I came to like it, but I came to love it. And that's the beauty of crafting. That is where the art is, that is where the art truly can then be considered well done. So, let's go ahead and get on with the progress update. Now, I know this may not seem like a lot has been done, but trust me, you guys, I have spent the past 3 hours actually now, pretty much, working on all of this. Now, I went ahead and I took those spruce leaves and I placed them in the ground. And I guess my imagination is using these spruce leaf blocks as a way to indicate where the land is starting to get a little mushy, because this is a swampland biome and the ground will not be completely solid, especially as you get closer to the edge of the water. And like what I had done over there for these small islands, the small islands over there, I'm not sure if I mentioned it to you guys, but the reason why we have these path blocks pretty much hugging the brim of land is because it's to indicate where people will generally come to either just take in the nice view, or it's where they're going to be chilling out at for a little while to do some fishing, because although we do have some crops growing like wheat over there, over by the forward operating base, we have I'm mixing it up between carrots and potatoes that I want to grow there. But also over at the other residential area of the swamp village, we have potatoes growing. Food is not really. Actually, let me go ahead and get some shears, because all of this grass is precious to me. Food is. I'm not gonna say it's a scarce thing, but I will say that for the most part, the people in this swamp village are eating a lot of fish just to feed themselves. So let me go ahead and do my best to tell you guys what my thinking was here. So I pretty much stood right on this block space right here, and I would just glance over to see where I thought would be a good place to lay down a leaf block, and then adjacent to the leaf blocks I would then place a grass and then give it a bone meal effect to then turn it into a double tall sorry about that, to turn it into a double tall grass. And that's pretty much what I was doing over here as well. I would go ahead and sit at various points of interest, landmarks, if you will. I think that's the better word to use, the better term, is I would pick a landmark and just stand there and then glance over and see where I thought would be a good place to lay down a leaf block, and then adjacent to it the double tall grass. And for the most part, I think that's really starting to, I think going with that building style is doing justice for our overgrowth effect. But because this is actually inhabited, the swamp village, it's not a ruins like the ancient Mayan city was. We actually have people who live here and do their best to maintain what this looks like. So let's go ahead and just briefly go down here. Now, instead of placing the coarse dirt blocks in a grid-like pattern or in a specific pattern where, for example, over in the residential area where we have those fire pits, I would go 1, 2, 3. Wait, no, I would go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and then place a coarse dirt block and repeat the pattern again. I just pretty much placed it where I thought would be a good idea to do so, and then I would from there bone meal the area and then just take shears and sort of visualize a line or a curved line and just shear up the grass to the point where we would have a little walkway. And again, I don't want to use any stone-based blocks to lay down a pathway because it's a rather small swamp village that we have here, so we're not going to go over the top. We're not going to do anything fancy. The one thing I actually want to point out is this is something I noticed a lot off camera in between recording these clips for these Let's Play videos and also just doing off camera work, is that ever since I started to create these artificial islands, I have noticed a significant increase in mob spawns at nighttime, especially. I've had to tackle on Zambos more frequently than I did before, and I had to snipe skeletons as well. Although I've actually gathered a lot of slime because I've had more slime spawn in than I did without the artificial islands. And just to prove my point, check it out. Look at all this slime. So, I think at this point now, I'm going to go ahead and finish up this pathway. I do not think... Oops, wrong button. I do not think I'm actually going to be able to do any work on the main island right here, but that is okay. I can always save. That'll give me more time to really sit down and evaluate how I want this to look, what I want it to look like, and how I'm going to go about bringing my vision to virtual reality. So, excuse me. Let's just go ahead and grab this. So, I'm going to go ahead, finish up the little pathway that leads to our little shack and beautify what we have already, and I'll see you guys in a moment. And now it's time for so long, but we'll sing just one more song. Thanks for doing your part, you sure are smart, with me and you, and I don't have a dog named Blue here. I guess that's where the song ends. So, anywho, you guys, I really gotta tell you, I think this is probably, I think this is probably one of the best ideas I've had for minor details, to enhance the project. In this case, I would say build, but this is a project, if we want to use proper terminology. So take a glander, okay? Take a glander. I'm gonna F1 this, and I'm gonna give you guys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. There you go. 5 seconds is up, to try and point out what it is that is different. And in the event you could not tell, well, let me go ahead and tell you right now. So I took some more spruce leaf blocks and just placed them in the water. Again, I decided I was going to use my imagination to allow me to see spruce leaf blocks as a form of overgrowth, and it would indicate exactly where the land becomes mushy, and I was going to say gooey, but I don't think land in swamps is gooey. I think it's just mushy. Anywho, aside from that, I also took some soul sand, and I actually implemented this over there as well. I don't know if I showcased it to you guys, but the reason why I'm using soul sand and placing it in the water is because when I think of a swampland and I think of like the waves from like during a rainy stormy day, I tend to envision the water becoming murky, dirty, and when the waves brush around, they're gonna brush up towards shore. And I figured, hey, you know what? Coarse dirt may not help visibly show that there is some murky water nearby, but soul sand definitely can do the trick, because it has a dirty look to it compared to dirt when you look at it from outside or above water, I guess. I don't know how to word that one, so I'm sorry if that was horribly explained. But I hope you guys get what I'm saying. It's a matter of just, instead of just saying, okay, that's soul sand. Why is there soul sand in water? Soul sand is a block that is found in the nether. It should be used for nether or inferno-like builds, shall we say, not swampy open water builds or projects. It's like it's taking a block and giving it a different purpose, a different use. And I pretty much applied the same effect over here as well, placing spruce leaf blocks along with soul sand blocks in and around the shoreline, and pretty much to help me figure out where I wanted to place them, I just sat on this lily pad. I didn't do anything special. I know some people will go ahead and like go into game mode 3, or they may even just go into game mode 1 and fly around and try and find that quote unquote perfect point of view to look out and see then where they want to place what at. But for me, it's just something as simple as utilizing what I have available to me, and I have this leaf block right here at my convenience. So yeah, it kind of helped figure out where I wanted to place said blocks. Now, before we go ahead and close the video, I just want to show you guys what I did in here to sort of add on to my storage that I have. Now, I pretty much did the exact same thing on the interior decorating for this shack that I did over there for those swamp shacks as well. However, as you guys can tell, I placed a trap chest, and that's, even though it gives us an additional 27 slots of storage, that's still an additional 27 slots of storage. It's 27 more than we originally have, and if I can, I'll try to squeeze in some more chests, but I don't want this to be too cluttered or claustrophobic, because then, I don't know. I just don't want you to come in here and go, okay, that's it. I can't move anywhere. I can't look anywhere. It's either look forward, look down, or look up. That's it. I want you to be able to look out the window and also feel like, okay, this is not just a storage shack. This is also a place to seek refuge during the night should I need to. But I know this episode was a little bit more on the focusing on minor details like a pathway and then where I was going to place blocks to help build up the atmosphere of this pathway, and then let alone just building one small structure. But hey, it's the small stuff in life that matters most. So if you like what you see, then please give that like button a hug and subscribe for the latest buzz. And if you had a blast with a good laugh, then make sure you favorite this video and share it with a friend or two. But until next time, peeps, this is Vanillaraccoon. Peace out.